They have this assumption that caring for her at this stage is easier. Because they're like, well, she sleeps most of the day, right? And it's like, wrong.
Are you entering into the hospice mode in caregiving? Did you ever wonder what it would be like? It's not even what you imagine. Matter of fact, there's some things that may surprise you. And that's what we're going to discuss on the next episode of Chattin It Up with CJ. It's true. The average understanding of what hospice care is like towards the end of a person's life is really different, especially when you're the caregiver, the primary caregiver. There's things you see throughout the entire caregiving process that most people really don't understand unless they're actually doing it. But no disrespect. When hospice steps in, the caregiver who's been going through this whole thing with their loved one all of a sudden has to put the brakes on and has to really understand what it is that they're supposed to do now. Mind you, you could be caring for your loved one for a period amount of time that's not years and years and years. There's people that have been doing it over a decade, like Jessica. Jessica has been doing it for over 12 years for her mom. She's experienced what it's like, experienced the highs and the lows of caregiving. She's seen the deterioration of her mom and how her mom has digressed to the point where she is today in the final stages. You can actually see it. And the understanding of the average person who is not a caregiver, they're clueless. Or maybe they have a fraction amount of understanding, but it still isn't completely the same as being the primary caregiver. What she brings up is stuff I've actually experienced. And it's gut-wrenching when you realize you're actually watching to see their chest rise, their breaths, to make sure they're breathing, to make sure they're alive.
They have this assumption that caring for her at this stage is easier. Because they're like, well, she sleeps most of the day, right? And it's like, wrong. Yes, my mom might be sleeping 14 hours a day, but what people don't realize is that when you reach this stage, a lot of the time is spent doing everything for them because your person is completely dependent on you. And so that means spending 60 minutes on feeding her because she can still eat, therefore I will feed her, right? That means standing next to her and giving her sips of water. That means rotating her every 45 minutes to ensure she doesn't get bed sores. That means even when she is sleeping, that's not full downtime because you're literally checking on her to make sure her chest is still rising and she is still breathing and living, right? And just sleeping.
Those are things you don't think about. Those are things that you don't consider. I completely relate to what Jessica says. And it's gut-wrenching because you spend all your time taking care of that person to maintain them, to give them a good quality of living. But you realize now you're dealing with them dying, and you cannot ignore what the body is telling you. You could be ignorant. You could turn the page and say, I don't know what this is all about. I don't want to see it. I don't want to deal with it. A lot of people do that. But when you're the primary caregiver and you've been there since day one, it's kind of hard to ignore because you get to know not only how your body works in caregiving, but you also get to know your loved one's body. And boy, does it speak.
Every stage is difficult, right? Every decline is hard, but I can honestly say this stage, she is a 7E on the fast scale, right? Year 12 of living with diagnosed Alzheimer's disease is very much the hardest. It's the hardest because you are simultaneously helping someone while they are slowly slipping away.
It's gut-wrenching. It's hard. You're exhausted. You're exhausted emotionally. Mentally, you're spent. And you have this weird wrestling, this weird tug-of-war that you know you're going to lose because you want your loved one to hang around. You want your loved one to be okay. But then there's this point where in hospice that you realize they never get better. And so you start to embrace the idea that this is the end. When you start to embrace that understanding, something strange happens. You almost want it to happen as soon as possible because you don't want them to suffer. But you also start thinking, I don't know how much longer I can do this. And so the light at the end of the tunnel, not only is your loved one seeing that, but you see it too. Not to sound calloused, but you almost look forward to the day that you could go, oh my gosh, it's over. They're finally at rest. And I get to rest. It's not selfishness. There's only so much that you as a caregiver can take. Eventually, everybody basically says, we're finished. Be kind to yourself. Those days were hard for me. I thank God that my sister was there. I didn't have to endure the last few weeks of Mom's life alone. Battling those bed sores is not fun. I have to constantly turn her on her side to alleviate more pressure wounds. You really don't sleep those last few weeks. I mean, through the whole journey, you're already sleep deprived, but towards the end, it gets to the point that you're not really sleeping, and they don't sleep much, and then they sleep a lot. Sleep deprivation is real, and odd things happen towards the end of the journey. Hospice comes around on a daily basis at this point, and you, well, the bags and the dark rings around your eyes, they start to show up a little bit more and with intensity. There is relief. There's peace for everybody. And you think you're not going to survive this, but you do. And once they're gone, you, the caregiver, you will experience a whole new way of living, of life, and emotions. You'll also find out that your loved one will never leave you. They're always with you. And that's kind of comforting in itself. So remember, be blessed. Give yourself grace. And be good to yourself. I'll see you in the next video.
Hey, thanks for watching. And please remember to hit the subscribe button. We are trying to grow our channel and reach 1,000 subscribers. Now, for every new subscriber, these two nutheads right here, they're going to get a treat, so we will all be happy. Thanks for watching.